Okay, here we are. It's, what is it? It's 7:10 sharp. About time to start this week's River Signal Radio Hour. And this Saturday, we're here at the edge of the Frog Bog. We'll be live for the next hour, offering up everything you need to know as a river traveler. The bends and the mud banks, the hitches and snags, flora and megafauna and megafungus. But first, our hometown boys, Reed and Brian, are going to play us a song called This Heart of Mine.
This heart of mine is made of silver. This heart of mine is made of gold. It will shine just like a candle when your world is dark and cold. This heart of mine is made of timber. This heart of mine is made of stone, like a bridge across a mountain when you're lost and all alone. This heart of mine is made of iron. This heart of mine is made of steel. It won't turn towards another when the wind is on the hill. This heart of mine is made of silver. This heart of mine is made of gold. It will shine just like a candle when your world is dark and cold. When your world is dark and cold. Thanks again, everyone, for listening in. We're so happy to be here in Eureka, a week into our trip down the Tennessee River. Last Monday morning, we pulled our anchors, waved goodbye to Knoxville, and set off downriver. We motored from sunrise to sunset, under limestone cliffs and trees socked in kudzu, past splintered docks and sprawling mega mansions, empty but for the weed runners and raccoons peering through the broken glass. Around dusk, we pulled into a misty backwater, and on the bankside of a lima bean-shaped island, we found a little cove, its banks lined with crude turtle sculptures carved from river rock travelers far older than us. After so many weeks of dawn to dusk toil, this was our first quiet night. Aside from the locusts and crickets and the ever-present drone of the selectmen patrolling the channel in their yacht tanks, we celebrated with some grilled corn, a few big spoonfuls of tub sauce, and a rowdy game of Bananas Foster.
I love Bananas Foster.
Our next day out wasn't quite so mellow. We got a story to tell about that, but first, let's head up to the poop deck, where our new friend Mike Jones is ready to play us a song.
Howling winds, sunny skies, they don't need no alibis, and I know the sea's gonna heal my soul after the light of day is gone. Bermuda moon is calling me along. Water there is singing my song. at a time. Gotta keep searching till I finally find. The Bermuda moon is calling me along. Water there is singing my song. We can make it home. We can make it home tonight. We can make it home. We can make it home tonight. Bermuda moon is calling me along. The water there is singing my song. We can make it home. We can make it home tonight. We can make it home. We can make it home tonight. We can make it home. We can make it home tonight. We can make it home. We can make it home tonight.
Oh, that's me. Okay, here I am. And I'm going to tell you about what happened to us this week. Well, just what we did this week. Happened sounds ominous. So just past noon on our second day on the river, we saw two things appear on the horizon. A concrete wall running shore to shore, and above that, a bank of angry, flashing clouds. Back in the plains, I'd heard about the Tennessee River locks. We tried to turn around, motor upstream, and wait out the weather, but the winds and the current were too strong. And we entered the lock sideways, waves pummeling our port side, rocking the boat and shooting socket wrenches and deodorant and llama jerky out of their cabinets. The two locks I'd previously encountered dropped like a dozen feet or so. Max. The whole deal was usually done in a minute or two. There was like 30 of them on the Mississippi when we ran it. Now this time, though, we just kept descending, deep into the churning belly of the lock. Even over the thunder and the patter of rain on metal, we could hear the clicks and burps of the lock weasels. Reed and Brian scampered around the deck, securing lines, tires, motor oil, and other weasel delicacies. Just as they began scratching, as they do, the hull of the Channel Princess, the horn blew, and the gates opened, and we broke free to the wide river.
Kelly, that was so great. Thank you so much for playing all the way out here. You drove down from Cincinnati today,
Drove
right?
down. I was in Cincinnati for a July 4th rave last night.
Yeah.
Drove down. I always build in a lot of time when I'm driving that far, and I was real worried I was going to get here late, and I'm glad it all worked out. I did get pulled over right before, like
As
5
one-
minutes
as
out.
one does, yeah.
Yeah. That's the first time I've been pulled over in, I want to say a year. Maybe less than that.
She get you a chalkboard, like 3
Yeah.
days. Since
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about this situation here, which is super exciting. Can you just
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the
Okay.
history of this keyboard?
So this is a Casio CTK 510. I have a long story about this. I went to high school in Memphis. I would always troll Craigslist to try to find synthesizers or people who didn't know what they had and were selling it for dirt cheap. I found a guy selling a Fender Rhodes for like $500, which is pretty. It's like a third of what Fender Rhodes usually go for.
Yeah.
I go to his house. He's like right next door, like just down the road from where I live. I go to his apartment. He just has like this Fender Rhodes that's sitting around, and has all of these synths and not nearly enough space for him, and is just trying to get rid of it. And I meet him, like he can clearly tell that I'm this high school kid that is, knows all these synths that he has and really is really interested in it. I learned that he teaches piano lessons. I buy the Rhodes from him. I managed to haggle it down like another 100, and he gives me another 100 off.
Nice.
But I ended up taking piano lessons with him because I see he has all the synthesizer equipment, and he seems like he really gets it.
Yeah, I know.
As opposed to like the classical pianist teacher that I was taking from before, which I appreciate and I think is a good foundation. But
Different thing.
yeah. And he has a bunch of old keyboards he gives me that are broken or like half working. And I get this from him, and I decide like one summer that I'm gonna try to circuit bend it. Like go in and modify the circuits and make it do weird stuff. I didn't do any of the patching in that song. I just ran it through my microcosm. But in the next song, I'll definitely do something weird with it. But as I had it open, I dropped a screwdriver on the circuit board, connecting some of the pins of like the main processing chip, and it started making crazy sounds.
Yeah.
So I knew that I wanted to like take that and capture it.
Yeah.
So what I did is I took each of the pins on that main DSP chip, on that main DSP chip there, and gave them jacks so that I can take and just bridge, like connect, basically what that screwdriver was doing.
Yeah.
But with patch cables.
Wow.
And when I play the next song, I'll make sure to use it. You'll see
I love
that it
having this
will
setup for
freak
us so
out.
we can understand what's actually
Yeah.
happening.
When I was younger, I called this Casio Tulu because this sort of looked like a web of tentacles. This has gone through many years of like fixing and servicing because it's very. I always tell people I feel like if I look at it wrong, it's gonna break.
Totally. Wow. Seems like you've been looking at it right for a while, right?
Yeah.
Together,
I guess so.
Nice. Well, thanks so much for playing it. I'm
Yeah.
excited to have that intro to the next song.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, again, that was Kelly Burke playing here on the bow deck of the Channel Princess. And we're going to head down to the cabin now to Galen, who has been holding everything together and is now going to head over and play on a violin made by our dear friend Russell McCumber. Thanks so much, Russell, for the loaner.
Thanks for the intro, Brian. Appreciate you.
Is this my cup? It's yours.
That's my bread and butter.
No, it isn't. It's theirs.
Where's mine?
Here.
Which egg is mine?
That one there. One there.
What a small egg.
Look at mine.
Part 5. Listen and respond as indicated. Example.
Is this your pen?
Yes, it's mine.
Is this your pen?
Yes, it's mine.
Is this your cup?
Yes, it's mine.
Is this...
Okay, well, that was fun. Something else happens now, and I'm about to find out what as soon as I look at our script. Okay. Now, out on the front deck, everybody's favorite show, it's Boat Talk with Splish and Splash. Take it away, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Boat Talk, where we talk about boats, boat repair, and locks.
Not the type of lock used to secure your cabin door.
Nor the ones I enjoy on a pumpernickel bagel.
And certainly not those curls cascading from your preposterously huge head.
Hey, you changed the script. No, but those sure are lovely when they aren't gucked up with river silt and pond scum. In fact, the locks we are referring to are the type used as a boat elevator next to dams in order to lift and lower watercraft from one level to the river to the next.
And they come in all sizes, from the quaint human-powered locks for narrow boats along the canals of New Britain to the enormous Ascaman lock on the Irtysh River in Kazakhstan with a jaw-dropping depth of 138 feet.
Amazing pronunciation there. Almost surmounted by the 355-foot deep Victory Lock on the Zambezi River, a hulking concrete edifice halted mid-construction after the abandonment of the ambitious Trans-Africa Waterway project.
Gotta say, I have not heard of that one. Big or small, all locks work using the same basic principle. Boats traveling upstream enter a rectangular chamber with two sets of doors. The doors shut and the chamber is slowly flooded, gradually lifting the watercraft up and over the dam.
Conversely, the chamber can be drained for those traveling downstream, a simple and elegant solution for river travelers like ourselves.
And though all locks are freely open to the public...
Notwithstanding that occasional lock where an enterprising operator needs their palms greased with a few doubloons, lollipops, or AAA batteries.
Always the doubloons. Locks can be one of the most dangerous places for unaware river travelers.
Due to the ever-present threat of the dreaded lock weasel.
Yikes, just the mention of their name gives me loon bumps.
Imagine for a moment an ermine-like creature the size of a John boat with 4 eyes, flippers,
and sharp pointy teeth.
These ambitious mutant mustelids loiter about the locks, waiting to pillage your pantry, drink your motor oil, and occasionally devour a crew member.
A close encounter with a lock weasel is unsavory, to say the least, but can be easily avoided by employing the old mariner's trick of playing Popeye on a beat-up fiddle.
And in lieu of having a fiddle, let's do it whistling.
Okay.
Allow us to demonstrate.
Let's choose a lower key next time.
Yeah, it's hard to whistle when you're laughing so
High
hard.
F sharp doesn't work so well.
Wow.
All right. That was a lovely
Read your
rendition,
line.
is what I'm supposed to say. But for reasons unknown, that particular melody sates their appetite. And if played perfectly in tune, sometimes they'll even roll over and let you pet their belly.
Although our lawyers are advising us that in no way do we recommend you touch the weasels. Anyways, enough about locks and those fiendish ferrets. Let's take a call. Hello, you're on Boat Talk.
Why, hello, this is Gertie calling from Foggy Bottom.
Is that Gertie with a U and a Y?
No, sir, it's Gerdee, although sometimes I throw in another E or two just for fun.
Nice. All right, Gertie, how's it going?
It's not going, and that's just the problem. You see, the problem I've got isn't exactly a boat problem, it's a boat trailer problem.
It's a lot of problems. Well, let's hear about it.
You see, just the other week I was dipping my whaler in the river to go out trolling for crackle crabs when a bunch of them zap rays fastened onto my trailer. Cassie? I think
Jazzy.
I
Potato,
think
potato,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, I'm not really sure. I think they somehow shorted out the trailer's electric brake system because when I pulled it out of the water, the wheels just skidded up the ramp. I've tried to get them to turn, but nothing's budging.
Well, Gertie, I think you've diagnosed the problem spot on, and you wouldn't be the first to have zap rays futz up your electronics. Have you tried gunning it in reverse? Sometimes that can unlock the brakes.
I sure did, and left a streak of rubber on the road. Now I've got a big old flat spots on my treads and am no closer to getting out of this bind.
Whoa, Gertie, go easy on the puns. We don't want to lose both our listeners.
Before you go on balding your tires in an attempt to solve this problem, I've got another idea to try out. You got a jack and a lug wrench handy?
I got the wrench and an assortment of levers and pulleys on my whaler.
Perfect. What you're going to want to do is go ahead and loosen the nuts on the stuck wheel. Lift up that side of the trailer and pull off the wheel. Underneath you'll see a big metal bowl. That's your brake drum. When the brakes are operating normally, a pair of friction pad called shoes open inside the drum, dragging at its inner surface and stopping the wheel. Your shoes are stuck in the open position. The best way to loosen them is to tap into the ancient wisdom of our Neolithic ancestors.
In other words, you gotta beat those drums with a big club.
Well, shoot, I don't have a hammer or mallet or nothing for hitting.
Anything heavy will do.
You know, I got something. After that snaggletooth snapper took off my left leg, I've been getting by with this one made of titanium. It's mighty heavy and it pops right off. Bet it'll do the trick.
Whatever it takes to kick that trailer back into gear.
Don't you start with the puns, Splash. All right, Gertie, good luck to you.
Thanks, gentlemen. Love the show. Love the show.
Thank you. Well, everyone, you've squandered another precious moment of your life listening to Boat Talk. We'll see you next week. Don't paddle like my brother.
And don't paddle like my brother.
Thanks for the sage advice. Everybody out there, let this be a reminder to you to keep an eye out for weasels and rays as you go on and float yourself downstream. Now I think it's just about time to hear another tune from Mike Jones up there. I think Mike's up there.
Meteors headed our way. That's what the grown-ups all say. The ones who deceive expect you to believe that everything's greater today. The end could really be nigh. Not 'cause we look to the sky, 'cause the dumber we get begs for a reset. There's no reason not to ask why. How have we made it this far? Only to lower the bar. I bet all who have passed would agree if they're asked if they're better off now than we are. Is it worth staying the course, knowing it only gets worse? Will you still scoff when all wheels have come off and they've left you with buyer's remorse? There ain't much more I can say. Go enjoy yourself today. Grown-ups will sing as they break everything while a meteor's headed our way. Grown-ups will sing as they break everything while a meteor's headed our way. Grown-ups will sing as they break everything while a meteor's headed our way.
The next thing that happens tonight, notably, is that Brian is going to read a story. This is something he wrote a while back. Take it away, Brian. Doing great work.
All right, Kel and I are just getting our choreography down. We haven't decided which armpit Kel is going to emerge through, but at some point, Kel is going to start playing. So I'm going to read a story that I wrote 10 years ago, as we've talked about on some earlier broadcasts. Reed, Galen, and I went down the Mississippi River. We spent a lot of time together on this boat, and the whole reason that we're out here again this summer is to meet a lot of musicians and explore Tennessee and have this experience, but also we really love each other and just get to spend a pretty sweet time together out in the river. So I wrote an essay a little bit ago that it speaks about a moment that I had with Galen a few years ago on this boat in between those two voyages, and just felt like one I wanted to read tonight. So this one is called Love Story. 6 summers ago, on a sun-bleached dock in Beaufort, South Carolina, my friend Galen gave me the best hug of my entire life. He was in the midst of a round-the-country boat journey, and he'd wanted company for the Savannah to Charleston leg. And I'd wanted company too. I had just gone through a breakup, the sort that makes you wish we had a better word than breakup. A word that conveys how it feels to know that you have murdered someone you love, but have the power in every waking and sleeping moment to bring them back to life. So I decided to go for a boat ride. I held up well enough at first. I laughed aloud when I first glimpsed Galen walking through a cathedral of live oak, his skin bronzed by sun and dirt, shirt like something pulled from beneath a sink. I recall us hugging, and though this wasn't the hug I'm writing about, it was a good hug, a cheek-to-cheek, chest-to-chest hug, the sort of hug for which boys get no training, but which had by then become routine between us. For the rest of that day, we biked around Savannah, wearing broad brim hats and threadbare backpacks, collecting groceries and gas. And then we set off, drifting through salt flats, watching dolphins dance in the boat's wake, eventually ending up on a tiny island where Galen and I took turns hauling each other, one of us on a bike, the other in a trailer made for a child, both choking on dust and laughing and sneaking into a condo and plunging our filthy bodies into the pool while residents stood on balconies, looking down, whispering. I was so close to happy after that day that I posted a photo to the internet of me sitting in that trailer, smiling, as Galen towed me back to the boat. Not long after I posted that photo, though, the person who is no longer my person sent me a message saying it hurt them to see me so happy, to see me at all, and so could I block them, please? And just like that, I understood I'd been wrong. I hadn't murdered anyone. The person who had been my person was alive and in pain and just sitting behind a screen, or maybe a door that was only closed because I'd closed it, a door to which I had a key. I still can't imagine how it must have been for Galen, watching me recede into my grief and my shame and my journal, in which I kept writing sentences that kept ending in the same place. Everything kept ending in the same place. When I stood on the bow, looking at the waves, I remembered a day on another boat, when the person who was no longer my person had given me the sort of look you don't think you'll ever get from anyone. When Galen and I went into a shitty bar on a shitty island and a shitty song came on, I remembered a long ago night in a loud bar, a kiss under window neon. And when I biked to a thrift store in a town where we had docked, and I found a mug that said, "Everyone needs a tender little loving bear," I remembered how my no longer a person had called me bear, and how much I'd loved that. I'd loved being seen as a big furry thing with a sweet tooth and a soft belly. When I got back from the thrift store, Galen was on the bow, fixing some boat thing, or maybe reading Harry Potter. I don't know. I don't remember. Because I was shivering and clutching a bear mug and crying in a way that boys are not trained to cry. What I do remember, Galen wasn't wearing a shirt. Neither was I. And when he dropped his book or his carburetor or whatever, and he pulled me close, his skin was warm and wet, and so was mine. And he hugged me so tight, it seemed like maybe his skin might melt into mine. There was something uncomfortable about that. something having to do with decades of training about what it is to be a straight man with other straight men. But neither of us pulled away. We just stayed as we were, me convulsing, Galen holding me as my chest suctioned his, as his arms squeaked against my back, as I blew hot breath into his neck and felt him shaking in such a way that I could tell that he, too, was crying. The longer that hug lasted, the longer I wanted it to last. A few times over the past few years, I've read this story, or a version of it, to fellow writers. Almost all of them have liked it, and almost all have found it kind of confusing. Originally, I wrote it as a letter from me to Galen, but when I read that version, one writer said she thought right up to the last paragraph that Galen was a woman. So I dropped the epistolary approach and added pronouns. When I read the revision to a new group, though, the consensus was, it was really hot. It reads, one writer said, like a love story. I laughed and I started to correct her to clarify what this hug was and what it wasn't, but then I stopped myself. I thought about Galen's body holding mine, his tears on my cheek. Yeah, I said finally. I guess it is. It was a love story. Thank you, Kala, for the accompaniment. We're going to hear some more from Kala now.
Expressions, nor a minuscule flower, not dead and nor mountains, nor quilts, nor jackets, nor jackets, nor jackets. Not alcohol, nor Jesus, nor the big thing inside, nor facial expressions, nor a minuscule flower. Not sheep, nor roads, nor white, nor big dresses, nor long evenings, nor children, not alcohol, nor Jesus, nor the big thing inside, nor facial expressions, nor a minuscule flower. Not dead animals, nor mountains, nor quilts, nor jackets, nor cigarettes, nor 50% cloud cover. Not sheep, nor roads, nor white, nor big dresses, nor long evenings, nor children, not alcohol, nor Jesus, nor the big thing inside, nor facial expressions, nor minuscule flower, not dead animals, nor mountains, nor quilts, nor jackets, nor cigarettes, nor 50% cloud cover.
That was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. That was very special. Well, that's about it for the show this evening. I hope you've been here. Is there anyone out there? We've got one more song for you. We're going to go to Mike Jones up on the top deck, and he's going to take us out this evening. Thanks so much for being here.
Lord, won't you help me find my way home? It's getting dark and I don't know where to go. I just left my friends about an hour ago. So Lord, won't you help me find my way home? I bought me a bottle to cure my misery, 'cause I I just heard the news, oh boy, that brought me to my knees. I finished off that bottle a little past 3. So now, Lord, I'm asking if you'll help me. Lord, won't you help me find my way home? It's getting dark and I don't know where to go. I just left my friends about an hour ago. So Lord, won't you help me find my way home? Was doing quite well by the age of 23. A white picket fence and a bride right next to me. But that all changed at 2:45. Now, Lord, I'm asking if you'll help me. Lord, won't you help me find my way home? It's getting dark and I don't know where to go. I just left my friends about an hour ago. So Lord, won't you help me find my way home? Lord, won't you help me find my way home? Lord, won't you help me find my way home?
And thanks to all our listeners and viewers along the Tennessee, around the country, and across the world. The River Signal is written and recorded live aboard the Channel Princess Riverboat by Reed Lustig, Brian Benson, and Galen Huckins. Let's give a hand to this week's performers, Mike Jones and Caleb Burke. Let's actually give them a hand. Woo! Special thank you to Mindy Cooper and whoever found and tied up our runaway dinghy. We will be back next Saturday, July 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern, broadcasting live from Chattanooga, Tennessee. To watch that broadcast, watch a replay of this one, and find more videos, stories, and rumors from the trip, go to riversignal.com. Thanks for listening, and thanks everyone for being here. These are good.